Hello, my dear Sagittarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between June 16 and June 30, 2017, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So, I used the Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Ciro Marchetti, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, I call the Divine with love and light, and I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. So, I want my dear Sagittarius to have love in their lives. We have a High Priestess that made a run for it. The High Priestess is about becoming your soul self, becoming very centered inside of you, finding your own inner depths, being able to make your body into your temple, being able to rejoice inside your body without reaching for your mobile phone or having to call someone or put on the TV, being able to be inside your temple and being like this priestess inside of this temple, meditating, being in mindfulness, inviting the soul. She has access to the past through her experiences. She has access to the future through her visions, those seeds. It's many seeds in a pomegranate. For the legend says it was this fruit that made the evolutionary step for Adam and Eve in the Paradise Garden. They made them knowing about who they were, waking up in human body. And the waters here, she takes the information from her feelings. She's not drowning in them. She's being in them, feeling in them, like having the communication that whales have and dolphins have with one another through frequencies and vibration in the feelings. And thereby she's totally immersed in her intuition, and she can feel it, what's the next step to do. And she also have her soul here, and her thoughts in the shape of a owl of wisdom, so she can listen to her thoughts as well, and to the enlightened longing of her soul, and know where to go. She also has the moon here, the bigger divine that pulling the waters, communicating with her at all times. So this is human beings, Sagittarius beings, becoming more intuitive, more instinctual, almost going back to the state before the fruit was devoured in the paradise, when we had connection with the divine, like animals, through our instincts. The animals know when to move south, or how hard the winter is going to get, or where to lay their eggs. So they are very intuitive. And in super connection with nature. We have lost that, but we are going to regain it and still be conscious, knowing that we are in a human body. Animals are just here and now, and they kind of just live here and now. We have forgotten this, but we will go back to this, being able to live here and now. So where were I? Love for Sagittarius. I wanted to be in loving relationships, and we have the moon as well, and we had the moon also in the High Priestess card. So it seems to be that it's time for you to really connect with your feelings and kind of swim around in them, even if you fear them greatly. Sagittarius people are very goal-oriented, and they are doers, but now you have to be more like a human being, not doing so many things, but actually just being inside, really pure and naked and honest, kind of going in naked in the enchanted forest, facing your fears, your own feelings that make you shudder to the bone. So get friendly with those deep sea creatures and the dogs of Kerberos that's watching the entrance here. This is an entrance to your subconscious, so you will get to know yourself better. And for many people, this might be scary, and that's not, it's not a question about it's being scary. Many people have lost their mind going in here. We can see great artists, they have access to the subconscious. Some of them are really manic depressive. So you might have to become a little depressed to get in contact with this greater realm of yours. And it seems that love might trigger this, since it came jumping when I talked about your love relationships. I also want you to be able to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Sagittarius, this time of this month, we have Saturn still moving retrograde in Sagittarius, opposing Sun and Mercury and triangling Uranus. A very forceful power here. This is the highest energy card of the deck despite the Sun. Also opposing the new moon, June 23 to 24th. That's right after the midsummer solstice. Triangling also. Triangling, then squaring the moon, the latest days here of the month. So we have in the beginning here, we will have Sun in Gemini, and it's going to oppose Saturn moving retrograde in your sign. So those days will be very fiery with Gemini Sagittarius combination, air, fire. And then as Sun going to move into Cancer, still opposing Sagittarius, or Saturn in Sagittarius. And then we're going to have a Cancer-Sagittarius combination that represents the Chariot, two opposite forces that needs to be put together to get the show on the road. And Saturn, the strict teacher, is moving retrograde in your sign. So you're going to have to face the things that you fear. And Cancer, you had the moon coming up. You need to connect with your feelings and what's going to fulfill your needs. You can't only be goal-oriented, going towards what you want. You need to figure out what you need, also what you're connected to and what you're going to miss if you leave it behind. There will be other exciting things also. June 21st, we will have the midsummer solstice over the tropical of Cancer, and June 24th, we will have the new moon in Cancer, joined there with the Sun, Mercury, and Mars. Very powerful. Venus will be in Taurus this period. Neptune, Pluto, and Saturn is still moving retrograde, and Jupiter is moving direct since June 10. Okay, that was a lot going on for you, especially Sagittarius, and it has been intense for you the whole 2017 here almost. So I will now tune in to your reading. Okay. So this is your future. This is your now, and this is the past. The now is probably the second half of June 2017, but whenever you watch this is probably the exact right time to see it. You can also see this reading again and again during this period, and you will get to know more of the stuff. You will recognize more of the stuff as time goes by. So the first card for you is Seven of Coins. Seven of Coins is a card of re-evaluating. You have been working on a project. You are working on something within your creative project, within love, within friendship, your goals, whatever it might be for you. And it's time to re-evaluate. It's time to see what worked for you and what didn't work for you, and what you need to change. Small adjustments to get this crop becoming fully grown. It's always like this when you are a farmer. When you are a visionary person, when you are creating your goals, you put seed to the ground. You have to water them the right amount. Too much, they will mold. Too little, they will dry up like in the desert sun. So it's the same if you are giving too much attention to a project or a loved one. They might get the molds and feel like they're in a swamp of emotions. And if you don't give any love, they will dry up and the love will be gone. And it's the same with weeds. You need to pick up weeds, take away the weeds that's going to, in another case, suffocate the other stuff that you really want to have. And as fertilizer, there needs to be a lot of sunlight, the right amount, a lot of amount of rain, and the right nourishment from the soil. And a lot of those things is actually not really your doing. You need to have the divine helping you. If the sun doesn't show, if the rain doesn't come, that's a problem. But it's out of your control. It's nothing that you can really do about it. You can just do your fair share. You can do the best you can, give the situation every chance that you possibly can give it to make it to bloom into something that you really want, that you have aim towards. With the Seven of Coins, we can start to feel hopelessness, like this is never going to happen. I'm never going to get this what I want. The timing isn't right. Nothing is really falling into my favor. No synchronicity. But it might be that you have overdone things. Maybe it's time for you to step back a little bit, reevaluate, reevaluate the situation. Some words are too hard for me some days. So reevaluate the situation and see what worked for you before and what didn't, and try new things until you find something that works. It's always this when we are faced with challenges. Usually we are faced with similar challenges until we are being able to kind of find a solution to them. It's like having the same nightmare over and over again. And eventually we'll find a solution and we won't ever dream that dream again. And it's the same with your life. You can have similar challenges, like always meeting people that's kind of suffocating you with their closeness, or always meeting people that doesn't want to help you with your projects, or always meeting people that's too far away. You can't get them to get close enough for you to have a connection, a true connection. So this is your pattern and you need to see it, and it's something that's unique for you, and it's not a punishment. It's just something within you that you can't really see clearly. It might be an assumption that you have made about yourself, that you're not lovable, or that you can't control your own life, or you can't say no to people, or whatever it is. So it's one assumption that getting you in this loop. And now there's a beautiful time for you to take a little break and to see what you have been doing before that didn't work, and actually try something new. Here you have the Strength card. So the Strength card is about your soul taking place in your body. We talked about it with the High Priestess, this with the animal instincts. The crocodiles, for example, I have told you this example before. I think it's so beautiful. The crocodile in the Nile, they put their eggs in different heights on the banks of the River Nile. And they know how much the Nile is going to overflow. So a little overflowing, the eggs is laying at this level. Much overflowing, the eggs are on a more safe altitude. And this is how human beings that's not connected anymore with the nature can know if the River Nile is going to overflow much or little. They can't know this by their own instincts anymore. We lost the contact. When we woke up in a human body, we woke up to human consciousness. We started to obsess about the past, about the future, how will we make it, and we got agitated and stressed, and we have been working since then to survive. While animals are more here and now, they have not this deception of time. They're just doing things by instinct. They are connected. It's kind of like the movie Avatar with Pandora, where everything is connected, like have this beautiful connection with energy. We are, of course, a part of this grid, but we don't listen to it anymore. We are not in tune. With the Strength card, it's time to start listen to your instincts, to your intuition, to know the right next step for your move. It might be easy things, like we can see animals using different plants and things when they have, if they have like being infested with some parasite, they eat certain leaves, and they are doing this by instinct. You can also have this instinct. You have an itch and you figure out that, well, I feel like I need to put some olive oil on that, and you do, and then the itch is gone. This is your instincts. You're following your instincts. You're following the knowing that's kind of keeping us together. We have a common knowledge, a very ancient common knowledge that we share both with animals and other human beings. This is also a bridge. So this person here is very strong, very intuitive, very instinctual, and are building therefore a bridge between things and events and people and nature. It's becoming like this grid is being restored, the web of creation. She's being a part of this again, and she's very strong. No one will mess with her, not because she's fierce, because she has self-respect. She believes in herself. She aligns with herself. She listens to her source energy. She tries the next thing and the next thing and next thing, and she's strong. She doesn't give up. I say she because it's a she on the picture, and it's feline creatures here. It's showing the strength that is with your divine femininity. Not listen just to authority and what you have learned to know by your logic, but also listen to your body. She's almost naked, and she has this very beautiful complexity of her skin. She looks very healthy and alive. That's why her soul has gone down like truly in her body, and you don't have this cold feet anymore and these cold hands. You are warm because your soul is living there, the light of your the warmth of a living body. That's your soul. So feeling it, letting it calm down in your whole extremity. Here you have the Chariot. This is the situation that's going to happen a little later in June. This is actually coming like in early June. For some of you watching in early June, this might be happening now, but maybe it's a pre-assumption. It's something coming, like the energy is not exact. It's like being divided over time. So here we have Sagittarius and Cancer in the same Chariot, and this, your goal orientation and being able to follow through with a goal, like having this strength to follow through with a goal, very fiery until you reach it. That's one thing you need, but you also need to be feeling your feelings, to know if there's going to be any change in your direction. If you just go like a train in one direction, you won't know that the bridge might be broken, or that there's a more beautiful experience waiting for you if you change course. So you need to listen to your feelings. You might feel very strong and enhanced and like you have made it and you're a warrior and you're this hero and you can accomplish anything, and then one day you wake up with anxiety and you think like, what is this? I felt so great when I got into bed. Then stay and listen to those feelings, because it's probably a change of your compass direction. You are going to have to change a little bit, like adjust your course a little bit to reach your goal. So don't be afraid of your feelings. They are there to talk with you, to give you certain information. This is your divine plan. You're about to make a lift off here, and to know, you always need to have connection with ground control, with the divine, so they can tell you where you are going to fly and how to avoid storm clouds and how to avoid other planes and crashing and things like this. You have the moon again, and that came when I shuffled the cards. So listen to your feelings now. It's very important. Listen to them and don't fear them. Stay with them. Breathe with them. If they are very, very painful, really go into them and feel it. Roll out the red carpet. If they are very intense, very painful, they want to change you probably on some DNA level and evolve you. So don't be afraid. Also, if you have like different physical things happening, we can have usual things like stomach ache, headache, things like this. Try to be with the pain, because probably it wants to change something, and you might also change your diet from one day to another, or change your way of thinking, or because something is happening here on an evolutionary scale with your body that you need to feel in. You can't just go about your daily business while you are almost on intensive care, because your body is going through those enormous changes. So I talked about early in June, and also a bit into this later part of June, we will have Sagittarius Gemini energy, and it will be very fiery and warrior, like a warrior energy, fire, and it's young energy. Knights are young energy. They are reckless. They are hasty. And here you have actually Sagittarius, Cancer, Gemini combination. So you have probably all those energies at the same time here now. So you might be a warrior, but also being very feeling compassion. So you're supposed to be a compassionate warrior. You're supposed to, even if you have to oppose someone or do something that you know they don't like, you do this with compassion. So you don't have to create enemies here, even if you know some person might have hurt you while they didn't tag along on your ideas. You have the sevens here. That's usually some delays because you need to learn some lesson. So they might not have tagged along on your ideas, and that might be painful, but still try to be compassionate, even if you have this warrior energy. The Chariot is a warrior chariot, and this is the greatest warrior in the whole deck, the most sharp warrior, the most reckless. It's also very curious, new ideas, wants to investigate new things, wants to see new opportunities. So it might be that you will be full of energy, full of anticipation, recklessness, almost like a racehorse in the start box, like ready to go on a race. You see the thunderclouds here and the tromps or hurricanes that's coming down here, and all the wings. You're about to make a liftoff. First you're very grounded in earth here and in your body, and then you're ready to make this liftoff. It's like taking a decision, a hasty decision maybe, and it needs to be grounded both in your soul's longing, in your heart, and in your logical mind. So you need to be able to use all three of those things and still be grounded in your body, connected with your temple, so you can hear ground control. Next card is the Four of Coins. So it seems like this war that you're out on and this new plan that you are about to crystallize, it's about having boundaries. It's about being able to build a new stability for yourself. You are very self-orientated during this period, but in the same time compassionate towards others. But you are more taking care of yourself than you're taking care of others right now. And it's probably because you're in the state of getting to know your true self, getting to know your body, getting to know your emotions, getting to know what you want, getting to know your way of thinking and your own inner values. So this is a card about power. You need to keep your power here, your collected power. It's almost like holding the reins of those horses. Sometimes maybe your longing is going to want to shoot you out in some direction, and your empathy might want to shoot you in another direction, and your logic in a third direction. So try to be grounded still. It's very airy here, but it seems like you need to have still stability in your body. And if you get like a little bit over dramatic or over emotional or over angry, try to level yourself in the body. Feel your breath, feel your heartbeat, hear the things going on in your surrounding, feel your body, feel the warmth in your hands and feet. Stay grounded, rock solid. Because it seems like you are preparing for some important decision or important challenge. Something might come and you need to make a quick decision, and you need to be very grounded. We see this person is very suspicious and a little bit like a miser, someone that doesn't want to give their stuff away. And it seems like this is it's a little bit those tendencies you might need to have, because it might be that you are going to meet with someone that's going to challenge you in a warrior kind of way. And you are not supposed to be triggered by this. You are not supposed to go into their drama. You are supposed to keep yourself grounded. And this is one of the things that you need to show yourself that you're capable of, because this is going to make you much more able to handle any difficult situation in the future. If you can become more grounded, more cool, more emotionally mature, not being triggered by things that people do or say. You can't control them anyway, and you don't have to take things what they say personally, because it's about them and their conscious level, and you have your conscious level. And if you can stay very grounded like this, I think you will first of all stabilize yourself, make yourself calm, so you don't have to be agitated or in anticipation regardless of what's happening around you. And also you will be able to make much more wise decisions, grounded, cool decisions. That's not the kind of decisions that you have made before. These are going to be more connected with your soul self. For some of you, you need to look at your ego, because for some of you it will be the other way around, that you are trying to escape a situation by having very firm boundaries and not listen to your feelings. But you will know if you're going in the wrong direction. It would hurt. It will start to hurt. So then you know. So underneath the 7 of coins, you have another 7. It's the 7 of wands. And as I said, 7s are always challenges. It's those times when we lose control and divine kind of take over the reins and for a little while, and put us into a difficult situations that we really didn't want it, but now we need to then take over the reins and kind of manage the situation. So the 7 of coins is a challenge when it comes to your safety, the things that you have built for yourself and maybe put in a lot of effort into. You might feel like you have wasted your time into something that never will be fully grown. And this is a sad feeling. And this is the challenge from the divine, to feel this and to anyway do something good about it, to take the knowledge, the things that you have learned, those experiences, and use it in the future. But maybe you might need to give up the things that you have actually worked very intensely on, because maybe that situation is fully grown and you need to take this, what you have learned, and move it into a new situation. So for some of you it will be a new job, a new relationship, new friendship, new adventures, and in those new situations you are going to have to remember what you have taught yourself about yourself, your limits, your boundaries, what you like, what you don't like, and make your voice heard and let people know that you have those boundaries. In other case, you will be back in the same pattern again. This 7 of wands is a challenge when it comes to your longing and your sense of adventure. You want to do so many things. You don't want to be excluded from life. You want to be able to participate in it. But it's hard to know what to say yes to and what to say no to when there's coming a lot of impulses. Maybe if you say yes to a person that wants your help, next time when you need their help, they won't help you. So you might feel like you need to behave in order to be liked, in order to be able to have a happy life. Again, back to the 4 of coins. You're supposed to put boundaries. You're supposed to be a door bouncer here. People won't respect you less just because you say no from now and then. They will actually respect you more and don't take you for granted. So this might be one of the things that you need to learn here, Sagittarius, that you're supposed to see to, that you're not take it for granted. This is you watching the entrance to your own spiritual castle, to your body almost, and there's coming a lot of impulses. The impulses might be coming from you and you need to sort with them too, but from other people as well. There might be opposition. People might tell you, but oh, you are like this kind of person, and you have to say yes, and I'm very enjoying this kind of person that I am. So you need to you're going to be challenged in different ways. It's like people around you are testing you for how much you have learned and how much you are trusting yourself and loving yourself and siding with yourself and listening to your soul, listening to what you really, really want, and saying no to those things you don't want. It's a sorting situation, and it's a little bit warrior situation as well. It's not full-blown war here. It's like I feel like there's two sides where both are kind of trying to act nice, but on the surface they're going on other things, like they are trying to poke you or you are trying to poke them, and there's like some kind of manipulation. It's not open war. For some of you it might be, but it still looks rather calm here. Still not open war, but it's still going on a war underneath the surface, and the war is there to challenge you, to make you define yourself. Who am I? What do I want? Underneath the strength, we have a 2 of cups, and we have the 7 of wands flanking here. So it might be that you love someone and you need to be the bigger person in this situation, doing what's right, doing what is also more brave. Not thinking so much about losing your face or being humiliated. If you want someone, you tell them. If you don't want them, you tell them that too. be very strong, be mature. Look at some hero that you have, some person that you can look up to, dead or alive, and think what they would have done, or what a person that loved themselves would have done in this situation. It's about love, so it might be a situation returning something that you have wanted and waited for quite some time, and you have just built up some fences against this, and then the love come back, and what to do now. That's a challenge. It's up to you to decide. Listen very carefully to your own inside. You can always change your mind later if you say yes. If you say no, maybe that's a bigger problem. The next card here, really central, it's the Judgment, and it comes here, when it comes with the Strength card, that's really significant, because it's talking about that you have gotten a lot more responsibility for your own life now. Before, we weren't really able to create everything that we were thinking, and thank God for that, because most people are thinking very dreadful things all the time. And if that actually happened, if we weren't protected against that, we would actually live in a true hell on earth. Now we are a little bit protected against our bad thoughts, and we just have to think like pretty thoughts, like 10 minutes a day, and that will come true. But this is a heightening of your responsibility. So it's like the divine is handing over more responsibility on you. You need to become emotionally grounded, mature, and responsible. And also monitor your thoughts and feelings. Be with them all the time. Watch them from above. This one isn't really watching them at all, but she does. She has a great attention towards her feline creatures, her animalistic inner selves, like the excessive thoughts or the excessive feelings that might want to take you over, the animalistic side that want to take you over. Oh, that's a bad person. I will hate them for the rest of my life. That's a little bit of an instinct that might come a little bit with the hasty impulsiveness of the Knight of Swords here. And you need to be the judge of those instincts and say, well, that can be it, but it can be in so many other variations of things. I will let time decide what's right, but I will keep an eye on this situation. So becoming very awake. We see also things rising from the dead. Things rising from the dead together with the Two of Cups might be a relationship rising from the dead, something old that's coming up, or an old feeling, an old love. There's a lot of wings on these cards, so it's very crucial that you keep yourself like having this overall perspective instead of a frog perspective during this time, because if you're having this overall perspective, you will be able to see things from many people's side, but you should always side with yourself when it's about decisions to make about you. But it's very good to be able to see other people's point of view or see what they are coming from, but that doesn't change your decision, but there's a better understanding. You can therefore tell people things with a much more like being the bigger person, not being so petty, giving them the benefit of the doubt and saying, well, I know you have had a hard time, but this is going to be my decision. So be loving and gentle and very fair here. It's about also awakening your lost soul parts. You are going to put two things together here. So it might be some emotional thing that you need to be able to take with you. You need to have this part. You can't leave it behind just because it hurts. You need to have it with you. It's a part of you. You can't leave it. It's like you are going with your family. All your archetype is in a chariot, and you have a 3-year-old that always whine. You don't drop that person along the road and continue driving. You don't. You listen to this person. Okay, my little person, what's the problem? This is my problem. Okay, we need to have a break. This person needs to eat, needs to have the change of diapers, whatever. You need to listen to your feelings. It's really crucial. You need to deserve to have all your soul parts coming back to you. And when they're coming back to you, you ought to listen to them. If you don't, they will leave you again. And you need your whole self to be able to make this evolutionary trip. You need to have your whole self to be able to have access to your whole soul energy, because lost soul parts is lost energy parts, lost creativity, lost talents. So you have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups underneath each other. So it might be that the person that might have treated you a little bit edgy before have changed their mind, is coming back and are not so edgy anymore. The Gemini, Cancer energy, changing. So you might have been in a war with someone and now they've changed their mind. Or you have been in war with someone and you have changed your mind and you want to open your heart for someone again. Open your heart to your own feelings as well. Dreams of sharks, crocodiles, whales, underwater creatures can be a part of your dreams right now. Get to know them. That's part of you that you are afraid of, but very crucial. Sometimes we can be afraid of our own strength or our own sharp mind, because we know that if we listen to it, we are going to end up alone. If we listen to that, well, my partner is abusive. And if you really listen to that and see it for what it is, like clearly without pink glasses, you know that you need to do something about it, and you maybe don't want to because maybe you like part of being in that relationship too. But here it's about actually listen to those feelings. It might be feelings of loving someone as well. Maybe you have been apart for a great deal of time. People have been trying to show off as very strong here and being able to do with the other person. They didn't want to change, so you left them. And now maybe the emotions is coming back and you will feel the love again when we move into Cancer. So the next card underneath the Four of Coins is the Magician. So Four of Coins with the Magician might either be you or another person that's trying to manipulate the situation with holding back their love. Sometimes this might be called for. If you are in an abusive relationship, you might want to hold back your love to either make the other person change and give them a chance to show their true colors. Maybe there's more to them than just not giving a damn. But it's always borderline when it comes to these things. To hold back your love, to be able to manipulate another person, might be called for if there comes back a person that you don't really want back. So you might need to do like this. But if you really love them, if you still feel those feelings, you should tell them. You can tell them like, well, I still love you. You still own the whole of my heart, but I don't want to be with you because I never felt that we could connect. I never felt that you really loved me. I never felt that you were on my side. Or some person will come and say that to you, or they might not tell anything at all because this is holding back communication. So there might be two people also going in there loving each other or wanting to give each other a second chance, but they are not going to because each of them wants to win. This is very logical, calculating, masculine. So for some of you, this is what you were supposed to learn, to become like this. To be able to have boundaries and use your more calculating brain. If you have been very soft, if you have been very yielding, if you have been unable to put boundaries, now you have learned something. So even if they come back and talk very sweet, you will say, well, I believe it when I see it. And that might be this. Okay. The next is the future. And here we have a Three of Cups. So it seems like this what you have done here with this spiritual growth with the sevens, learning to be patient, learning that sometimes you need to sacrifice what you have been working on for a very long time to gain something better, be able to say no to the things that you don't want, put boundaries, and also be able to say yes to the things that you actually want and not hide away just because you fear love. To love someone and to give yourself into a love relationship is always dangerous, but it's not dangerous for you. It's dangerous for your ego. We lose in love. If you have a love relationship, chances are that you will be heartbroken in the end. That's very good chances for that. But that doesn't matter. You shouldn't be able to live those years or those moments when you actually can have happiness, because your life isn't the days that just passes by. It's the days that you actually that are worth to remember afterwards. So living your life fully. 3 of Cups. It comes here from the Chariot and 2 of Cups and 3 of Cups. So it's like this new energy is coming into your life, this water energy. So you need to open up your heart chakra to be able to embrace this. The next card is the Sun. The Sun is connected with Leo, as is the Strength. So it might be that you will become more, not just goal-oriented as the Sagittarius, but also more powerful with your own creations, taking more power over your creations, being the one that called the shots. It's like your soul is really stepping in here in a love affair. The Sun is also the highest card, and not just for energy, but also for love, like 2 whole people finding each other. So everything here is about listen to your soul. Even if you're afraid, even if you feel like you want to be guarded, listen to your soul and go towards what's going to make you happy. You are strong enough to make it, even if you get rejected or disappointed in a later state. You need to be alive. You need to have your soul wants to grow towards the light. It doesn't want to stay like in the shell and be protected forever and ever. That's a boring life. It's a desert. It's a nothingness. Then you can already be dead. It's better to live fully, to have loved and lost and taken some chances and go out and grabbing like new opportunities, not just being careful. Now you have learned to have those boundaries, so you can have them with you wherever you go. You don't have to stay hidden. Here you have a 9 of coins. So 9 of coins is this adultness that we saw with the Strength, and you have 8, 7. But I would have preferred Strength in this line, but it's the Chariot, so it's a little bit more juvenile. But anyway, you are kind of step by step learning to become very grounded, very adult, very cool, not so dramatic, finding your inner space. Like even if there's a thunderstorm or darkness and death, you are being able to have this sunlight inside your body. You have cultivated your inside, your temple, to become a rather joyous place to be, even in the midst of a storm, or in the midst of something going terribly wrong. So this is showing self-sufficientness. So when you meet with others, when you have this beautiful, like happy days with other people, you still are able to be self-sufficient. You are not like, you don't stand and fall with those happy events on the outside. You are being able to take care of you. That's a tremendous stability, and that's going to make you prepared to be able to take care of yourself and do firm, beautiful decisions, even when someone on the outside is starting to act terribly wrong, like starting to act in ways that's hurting you. You are going to be able to quickly change your mind. You are not dependent on people to make you happy anymore. You are being able to make yourself happy. But be aware of not coming out as someone that don't care or don't need other people. You still need other people. You just don't need the drama. You just don't need people trying to manipulate you. You just don't need people trying to use you. Those things you don't need, but you still need people. So don't come out as like too much of a hard ass. So here we have a 10 of Swords. So we have this energy here. It's very young and flickering and looking for love, and it's very sweet, but it's an edgy quality to this. That's someone might be showing you love just to get what they want from you, and this is what you are going to be able to detect from now on. And you are going to call them on this, and you are going to look it in the eye. We still see this with the blindfoldness. We need to, even if we love a person dearly and we can't stay with them if they are acting cruel towards us, this person is being able to look at this situation, look inside themselves and see. It's like you can look inside yourself and see your own flaws and still love yourself. But when it comes to other people's flaws, like how they are acting towards you, it's like you close your eyes. You don't want to see this. Why is it so hurtful if other people also have flaws and being unconscious? When you have flaws, you know that this is something you are going to work on, and you are going to fix it with time. If someone else have a flaw and they are aiming this towards you, manipulating you, being dramatic, trying to control you, whatever, you don't want to see this because this is something you feel is out of your control, and it might be as well. But what you can do is tell very firmly how you think about this situation. And you can always leave a situation that's being unbearable, and you don't have to act dramatic towards dramatic people. If someone is saying, well, I can't do this, what I promised, you can say, okay, so I almost counted with this because this is happening with you a lot of times, and I'm starting to take this into calculation, so I already had a backup plan. And you don't have to be agitated, you don't have to be, you just tell them exactly what you have been doing to not be hurt by what they are doing. So you don't take other people's unconsciousness personally. And here you really need to, even if this is the love of your life coming here, like a beautiful princess or a beautiful prince on a white horse, you still need to see them for what they are. You need to see beyond the illusions. And you can still love the person with flaws and everything, but you don't have to fall for every dramatic manipulating stuff they are pulling. You can withdraw, you can leave them be while they are being dramatic and pull the nice things out of them. That might be a good way also. It's how you reward, kind of when you work with animals. When they are nice, you give them treats. When they are not nice, you ignore them. So this might be a way that you need to act towards this person, or some need to act towards you if you are very dramatic and trying to pull someone's emotions. It's like sometimes when we are very connected with one person, we can, if one person is like this girl, she's pushing down her feelings, she's trying to be very self-sufficient like this, the other person will have like a splash of emotions because you are connected in between here, so you will have all the other person's feelings. So what you need to do is become more cool and grounded, let them deal with their own feelings, and you deal with yours. To actually act a little bit like your partner is acting, or your friend, like taking their best aim from them and making it yours, might be how you take in the opposite side, how you learn, because the person isn't there to make you upset and agitate you. It's there to make you see something with the contrast, to make you be able to have both of those energies in the chariot. The last card is the Three of Wands. So some kind of clear communication is going to happen here, and it's up to you to decide. You need to decide your plan, what kind of beautiful situation of love, or it might be some creative situation. Sometimes this is an offering of something, to do something that you're really passionate about. What do you want? You need to be able to sort, even if there come your dream chance and it shows that it has like some glitch, something not really adding up, something making you feel nauseous. That's probably not it. Say no to it, or say like, I want to say yes to everything about this, but this thing I don't like. It's negotiation. It's partnership. It's deciding what you want from the future. You need to have a plan. Make a plan. What's your future going to bring? What is your holy grail? So don't compromise about what's making you happy. What's making you happy is making you happy, not some half-see here. So Magician might be showing that you need to be stable enough here to create what you actually want, and not close your eyes and pretend like, well, I can overcome those flaws that's not really likable about this situation. I can endure. Well, you can't. You are going to be miserable if you do. So some card for you. We have this one already sticking up. So this is a water entity that's kind of being up and breathing for air. So it's almost like you need to stretch beyond your own element to find the answers here. And some answers when it comes to peace, almost this angel here looks also like a peace dove. So it might be that forgiveness of other people, like forgive them because they know not what they do. They are unconscious. They don't know. They are acting like this because they are trying to protect themselves, save themselves, survive, get whatever they can in love and appreciation, and they are doing it maybe in stupid ways. Try to forgive them and see it from maybe their point of view, from their element of view. You can always return to your beautiful, watery own heaven. It's almost like having this kind of situation. You can create your own beautiful life. When you start to make your inside this beautiful, your outside is going to be very beautiful too. There's butterflies there as well, metamorphosis, but I think the dove there for forgiveness is very important. So you can forgive a person and guide them maybe a little bit better by communicating a little bit better, telling them when they are doing wrong instantly, and instantly telling them when you think that they are doing the thing that you actually make you like them or like to be with them. So try to guide each other, be teachers from each other. Just don't just judge each other because you see that they have flaws, or being like jerks. They probably don't really mean it. So you have the wars and battles here and phobias. So don't be afraid of wars anymore. You don't have to engage in war in the same way you did before. You can be much more cool and calm about it. You can't control another person, and you don't have to take what they do or say personally. Whatever, kind of. Yes, okay, if that's how you feel. I understand. So this is how we'll do it. Okay, you feel like I'm the worst person that walks in a pair of shoes, then I think that as long as you feel like this, we shouldn't continue meeting up with each other. But let me know if you change your mind. So don't be so dramatic. Don't be like, oh, why did they do this thing towards me? It was so awful. Well, they did it. It was the truth. So how do you want to deal with it? You don't have to go into the drama. You don't have to bury yourself in a deep hole and kind of die just because someone else did something stupid towards you. You can go on and love yourself and be in your beautiful inner center. You don't have to participate in the war. Be the peace dove here. Okay, so this got a little long because all the jumping cards in the beginning, but I hope this was helpful and didn't and gave you this what you needed to hear. So my dear Sagittarius, I want you to take really good care, and thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. Very, very beautiful to my videos. It's warming my heart, and I'm very grateful. Take really good care. And I hope to see you again in the beginning of July. Okay, bye-bye.